I have one of the most peaceful professions in the world. I'm a hairdresser. Every day, I help people look a little better, sometimes transforming them completely, and sometimes just perfecting their appearance with a well-chosen haircut. It's not just a job, it's almost an art. I only wish I had more creative freedom. It was in search of that very freedom that I decided to change my specialization. After 10 years of working mostly with women, I switched to the men's salon. At first glance, it seemed like nothing drastic had changed. Hair is hair, after all, but in reality, it was much more complex. The style of communication with clients became completely different, and at the same time, I had more room for creativity. Men, on average, are less particular about their haircuts than women. They just want something quick and practical. Because of this, the work pace sped up significantly. It took some getting used to at first, but eventually, I got the hang of it. Everything was going well until problems with my husband Alex began. He had never been particularly interested in my work before, but as soon as I moved to the men's salon, that suddenly changed. He started getting jealous of every single man who sat in my chair. After my first day in the new salon, he made his suspicions clear, convinced that I would inevitably end up finding a lover. It was hard to believe he was serious after all these years of marriage. Why would I suddenly start an affair now just because my clients had changed? I laughed it off, but he wasn't amused. Instead, he just frowned and said that, for now, he trusted me, but if he ever found out anything— Of course, he had always had moments of jealousy before, but now it was becoming more frequent. Still, it never escalated beyond some occasional grumbling. And I wasn't giving him any reason to doubt me. I always came home on time. Every cent I earned went toward our family, and none of my clients ever showed any romantic interest in me. I wasn't exactly in my prime anymore, and most of my regulars were young guys who just wanted a quick, decent haircut. I had finally started to relax when International Women's Day came around. I had never really understood this holiday or why people congratulated me simply for being a woman, but I had to admit the attention was flattering. Clients brought chocolates, gave compliments, and wished me happiness. That day, Alex decided to pick me up from work and take me to a fancy restaurant for dinner. He arrived at the salon, walked in, sat down, and started scrolling through his phone while waiting for me to finish with my last client. I was wrapping up the final haircut when the client smiled, handed me a chocolate bar, and wished me beauty, happiness, and kindness before heading out the door. What happened next was beyond comprehension. Alex jumped up from his seat and immediately confronted the poor guy, saying something to him while gesturing angrily in my direction. Then he turned to me. His eyes were burning with anger as he practically announced to the entire salon that he had been right all along. He demanded to know how many men were showering me with gifts like this and how long I had been deceiving him. My colleagues exchanged amused glances, and I felt nothing but embarrassment. I told him to stop making a scene, but he wasn't listening. Instead, he snatched the chocolate from my hands, shot me a furious look, and stormed outside, saying he would be waiting in the car. At that moment, I no longer cared about the restaurant or the romantic dinner he had planned. What did any of that matter if he didn't trust me and felt entitled to humiliate me in public? But the night wasn't over. At home, Alex launched into a full-blown argument. He shouted, accusing me of flirting with all my clients, and then gave me an ultimatum: either I go back to working in the women's salon or we get a divorce. I didn't argue. I didn't say anything at all. And I don't plan on making a decision either. If he wants to destroy our marriage, that's on him. But I won't bend to his ridiculous jealousy or tolerate this kind of behavior.